Hey everybody, welcome to Bead with me. I'm Kay, your host, your place for inspiration, a little bit of product highlights, and anything that makes you uniquely you. So thanks for joining me here today. I'm just going to wait a few minutes as people pop on. Oh, I wanted to have one of my rocks. Hold on, let me go grab that while we get some people hopping on. Sorry, we had some people late hopping into the store, so got me scooted on here at my usual time at 2:20. You know how that goes. But here we go. I want to grab one thing. How's everybody doing today? Let's see, it's Tuesday. Hello, Nicole. Hey, Sherry Lynn. You're back. Hey, Deborah. You busy working on some beads here today? What you working on? Did you get that one finished? So you can see I have a lot of color in front of me. So you can imagine, kind of obviously from the title, what we're going to talk about here today, right? So welcome, welcome. I put up a vote here because, you know, we have lots of choices for Friday Night Live, and really I want to cater to you guys, so I want to ask you what you guys want to see, you know. So if you guys are going to be hanging out with me on Friday, I want to be showing you guys what you're interested in, right? So it looked like undoubtedly it looked like it was Stone. There was a lot of button votes, but it looks like I think Stone is going to be the winner. So this Friday Night Live official announcement is going to be stones and rocks, okay? So when we're talking about that kind of stuff, we're talking like we could do you want to do like specimens? Or would you like to do awesome like beads and stone? Okay, some cool cuts like I was kind of showing you the other day. Okay, a little bit of both. That'll be fun, right? Probably a little bit of both. So because of that official vote, I thought today I would talk a little bit about gemstones, and, you know, we hear real and fake and, you know, all these different terms that we might read, and they can oftentimes get mistaken. So I thought I'd talk about gemstones and looking at what is available on the market, what you see as maybe written as real, genuine, you know, all those kind of things, okay? So one of the most often is what I'm thinking. Jonah, are you okay? Can you please take can you take a drink, please?
What? I can't hear you.
Can you take a drink, please? Hang in there. Sorry, you guys. My son is needing to take a little bit of a break, it sounds like. Oh, it's hot here in Vienna. Hey, Bosma, glad you could join me. I'm going to get those class sent out to you so that you can see some pictures for your black onyx and your labradorite. Okay, I just wanted to check to make sure he was okay. Sorry, you guys. So gemstones, you know, there's a lot of different choices out there, and oftentimes it can be confusing. So I love gemstones. That's one of the things that people who are from our local area, you guys know that I love pretty much things that glitter, gemstones, and pearls. That's kind of my gig. So you can see I'm decked out on pearls here today, even though we're kind of talking about gemstones, but I got plenty here to show you. So one of the things when we are hearing about like genuine versus natural, okay, a lot of things that I find on the general market are going to be, you know, the real gemstones. It's just that a lot of them are treated, okay? So when we hear natural, okay, the word natural, hey, Miss Donna, that means that it comes naturally from nature that way, okay? So a lot of things aren't going to be quite as vibrant as what you imagine them to be, okay? So that's oftentimes a good kind of tip-off that if it's bright and it's beautiful and it's sparkly, unless it's got, you know, probably a price tag attached to it, you're probably looking at a glass, you know, or maybe even a plastic, okay? But and that's okay. The fact is we just want to know and understand what we're using, you know, because a lot of stuff, I love dyed colored stones, okay? That's okay that it's not naturally that way, okay? But that's what the word natural, I would say, means, okay? Then there's the word like genuine, or would mean that there was probably some treatment to it, whether it was the cut, whether it was the color. So like sapphires, okay? We can say that they're genuine sapphires, but most sapphires, okay, I have one on my wedding ring, so you guys know I wear a lot of rings. But most of the world sapphires are treated for their color, okay? So normally, they do it underground, so it's heat treated, and so then oftentimes when it's still brought up out of the ground, it's this beautiful blue. But that heat treatment, okay, that's not a bad thing, okay? But it helps bring out the color, okay? So some things can be heated for color, some things can be dyed for color. There's a whole lot of ways to create that. You know, when I first started, a lot of the dyeing process was really terrible, okay? You would deal with a lot of bleeding. A lot of things are stabilized now, so you don't worry so much about that, but you still need to be careful. It's just like anything, you know, gotta know where are you getting things, asking more questions. So there are going to be a couple things that I always recommend, you know, asking questions when you are unsure, okay? So one of the things that I wanted to show you guys was, you know, turquoise is oftentimes a popular gemstone, and I wanted to kind of just show you gemstones that like are common in terms of being dyed, and then because I would say most gemstones are going to be real or genuine, okay? Then there's genuine, it can also be lab grown, okay? So again, you know, there's amethyst that is lab grown. Obviously, they're going to have the same chemical, you know, composition. So those are going to be really difficult because they are still real, so to speak, right? So, but oftentimes they are going to label it. So one of the things is know your supplier, know what questions to ask, and ask them, okay? If they can't answer you, then you probably need to, you know, think about your purchase, okay? Whether they're looking for just a sale, you know, for me, I want some beautiful color. It's okay if it's not real, okay? So one of the things I wanted to show you was some of the differences, like taking like the turquoise color, because a lot of people, you know, love the turquoise color, but there's a lot of things that come in that turquoise color. So I wanted to get a visual and show you kind of turquoise as one of them, okay? Let's flip this around. So turquoise, okay, so if you were at the Friday Night Live, this is the one strand that was left over, okay? Turquoise is awesome and beautiful, but it's also one of the most common, you know, stones to say, you know, be replicated, okay? So turquoise is also a color, right? So it's very important when we're reading a lot of these descriptions that it doesn't say turquoise color. It's kind of like when you're buying your ingredients on the shelf. Is it lemon scented, or does it really have lemons that make up the ingredients, or lemon flavored, or anything like that, okay? It's going to be the same way with your gemstones, you guys. Okay, so turquoise is one of them, okay? Now, it's not helpful when they name stones like, where do I have it? Where is it? I thought I grabbed it. Okay, but there's a stone called African turquoise, but it's not even a turquoise, okay? I guess I didn't pull one here, okay? But I'm gonna put some other ones on the screen and to show you some of the common stones that we often see dyed, okay? And there's nothing wrong with the whole dyed factor. It's just the fact that they are, right? We just want to know. Oh, here's the African turquoise, okay? So this is on the market as an African turquoise, but it's actually an agate, okay? But it looks very much like it, and so that's very, very deceiving. So you guys, when you guys are selling jewelry, please be, you know, thoughtful about what you guys are putting on the market, right? You want to pass on the right information, just like I'm doing for you guys right now, okay? So this is not a turquoise, even though it's called African turquoise, okay? But you can see some of the matrix and stuff, so those are good things to look at. So you see this turquoise, and I'm gonna pull a piece. I have, a lot of it is sometimes a green color, okay? We have some of these, you know, brown color tones. Okay, to me, that shows some of the real stuff, okay? So these matrices, things that you can't replicate. Now, one of the biggest ones, or one of the biggest stones that is oftentimes dyed is howlite, okay? Starts as this color, okay? And then they dye it to a beautiful turquoise. Just kidding, this is not turquoise. Okay, but you can see why they use it, because it has kind of those natural striations of the natural variegations that turquoise would have, but when they dye it to that blue color. Now that's super vibrant. As we know, like most things in nature aren't that bright. Okay, maybe flowers and stuff like that, but you know, that's why they're so eye-catching, and that's what draws us to it. Okay, but let's look at some of the difference. Okay, again, so you see how deeper those matrices are versus a howlite. Okay, there's a magnesite also. One of the places also is a good place to tell is start looking at the holes and the edges here. Okay, sometimes you might see a white because it didn't get dyed all the way through. Okay, those are good telltales. I wanted to show you another common stone here. Okay, so those are ones good for turquoise. But I just wanted to show you, because the more that you see, the better you are at telling what is either dyed or real or whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at a lot of the agates. So this is a sardonyx, and I'm also going to bring out like a Botswana agate, because the coloring on it is a little bit better, but it's very similar to... Okay, so you see the banding on there. They're beautiful in their natural right? Okay, but they also take color well, so you can see kind of that gray tone, and it catches the color. Okay, so this stone is oftentimes dyed because it takes color really well, just like a crazy lace. Oh, I thought I had it here. Okay, so you see how the color, okay, is in the banding here. It's very cool, but we know that, you know, most things don't come in this color, which is okay. You know, like that's an awesome pink. You guys know I like that pink. You know I love this color combination, and nothing is wrong with that. Okay, it's just the fact that we want to know when you're buying things. One of the other things that malachite is one here I wanted to show too. Another thing that you can do to tell on certain stones is by telling a little bit by weight. Okay, so malachite, there's a lot of composite out there, you guys. In terms of malachite, it's beautiful. You can see a lot of the striations also in there, all the lines and the banding. Okay, but malachite, it is actually a fairly heavy stone. So if you pick up a malachite that's, you know, certainly, you know, even the small sizes is an 8mm, it should be very, very weighty. Okay, because we have to think about like how stones really come. Oh, one of the other things, okay, another one that's obviously dyed a lot is two other stones I wanted to show is going to be quartzes. Okay, so like strawberry quartz. Who's heard of strawberry quartz? Cherry quartz. Okay, it looks like this. Let's see, I had a bigger piece of it. Okay. Okay, when strawberry quartz originally hit the market, people went crazy, right? There is something called strawberry quartz in real life, okay? There is a slight tinge of pink. We have carried that here in the store, okay? But you can see the vibrancy. And again, that's one of your key indications that it's been treated. Hey, Patty, it's okay. You can still keep joining. But you can see, you know, nothing wrong with it, but this has been treated into a pink color. And actually, I think when it first came out onto the market, it turned out to be glass. Okay, but then they, you know, wanted to certainly still make it a real stone. Okay, so oftentimes you'll see it is a real stone, but it has been treated. Okay, so just knowing all the levels as you're shopping so you can become a knowledgeable shopper, you guys. Because I know it's kind of scary when you're buying things out. You know, they'll say it's turquoise colored. You know, I've had people say, you know, like even looking at, let's look at like here. I've had Swarovskis, right? And this is obviously called the color peridot, okay? And I've had people come ask me and say, is this real peridot? Okay? This is real peridot. Okay? Just to give you an idea here, okay? So watch the names and how they use it. Is it turquoise colored, turquoise like, you know, faux, you know, they don't like to use faux, but you know, you hear faux pearls, okay? Glass pearls. All things to watch for. And I also want to show that some of the glass on the check wall here can also look like stone. So this kind of looks like a very cool Amazonite. Okay, but it's a glass. A very well done glass. Oh, Kathy, you made it back home. Glad you could. catch a little bit of the live still. I'm still here. Okay, so there's just a lot of choices, and nothing is wrong with any of them. It's just being careful. Okay, coral is another common one that is dyed. So, you know, natural coral, a lot of the like Italian here, I actually brought some here with me, is kind of this kind of a salmon-y orange color. Okay, but oftentimes when we think of coral, we think of that really vibrant red. Okay, so this is real coral. Okay, but it's been treated. You can kind of see, you know, the color hasn't made it all the way through, but it's gorgeous, you know, and that's what we think of when we think of coral. Okay, another common one. And jades are also very popular. Okay, so here it is. We think of it in some of the dark greens, and a lot of the green tones to the light greens are going to be natural jades. But you can see the translucency. Jade is beautiful that way. Okay, so it also takes color well, and it makes it glow. And again, you can kind of see how bright these colors are. Okay, that's probably an indication that it's been treated. Okay, that was just a little talk about natural gemstones. Now, you know, in terms of your more expensive things, if we're talking about like emeralds, sapphires, diamonds, and that sort of thing, those ones can almost do like a scratch test, because on the Mohs hardness, those are extremely hard. Okay, so you can take your little nail to it and scratch on there and see if it like makes a little mark. Okay, that can kind of tell you whether you got something real. Okay, and I like real rocks. I like them from the raw. So when we kind of are thinking about beads in general, okay, this is just an appreciation about beads and gemstones, okay, because I don't think that people realize that when you like make a round, no matter what stone, oh, we love some labradorite. Here's some labradorite. That looking at the background of it, like, okay, so I was bringing some rocks, okay, this is what the earth is producing for us to find. So this is a beautiful amethyst cluster, okay, but think about before it gets into this shape, okay, how all these different stones are grown, right, in all different facets. And then we see ones, you know, like smoky quartz, okay, are grown in like different points and stuff, okay. So there's only limited, you know, deposits in the world. So generally, a lot of your real stones, they're gonna cost you a little bit of money, okay? So if the price is too good, it probably isn't real, okay? Be real, people. You know, every once in a while, okay, I'm a thrift shop hunter too, you know, there's good deals out there. But for the most part, you know, if you see like a little $2 strand of, you know, whatever, turquoise or malachite, most likely it's not, okay? You know, there's a lot of hard work that goes through. So, you know, it goes from getting a piece like this. It goes into tumble pieces like this that I've been showing you. Look how gorgeous that piece of fluorite is, okay? So this is what happens once it gets tumbled and polished, okay? And then we get into cutting it into different forms and different shapes, okay? These are obviously for the, you know, people who like a little home decor, a little happy energy. But then for those that want to make it into wearable jewelry like we do, then you get into all the cool shapes after the fact, okay? So there's a lot that goes into making beads in general, and rounds especially, you guys, just so you know, it takes a lot of material to make a round. So it takes the same material to make a round as it does an entire cube. There's just a whole loss of material. And that loss of material actually is where composite comes from, okay? So composite is still real material, only it has been taken up. So think of like, imagine like all the dusting and all the extras and taking it all together and compressing it super, super tight, and it's still rock, right? Kind of like melting it together. Sometimes they'll infuse it with, you know, like a copper, you know, center so it looks natural, okay? Oh, you know, one of the other stones that I wanted to talk about was goldstone, okay? Goldstone, just speaking of, this is actually a glass. So I know that oftentimes it's in the stone section, but this is a glass that has been infused with you know, copper in there to make this color tone. So there's blue, I think there's a, you know, a couple other colors in this, but you know, so sorry if you really love this stone, okay? It's still sparkly and it's still pretty. Like I said, you know, I find it doesn't matter. The question is, who did you buy it from? Ask those questions to whoever it is, because if they can't answer it, then, you know, just think twice before putting the money into something that you think is real that may not be, okay? It's okay if you still want to pay the price for glass. People pay a lot of money for, you know, things that look like the real deal. That's totally okay. It's just you want to be a smart, knowledgeable shopper, as well as if you're selling your goods, you want to be a good citizen and pass on the correct information. Okay? I hope that this was informative for you. We'll be continuing on playing with gemstones probably all week. And I also wanted to throw in a little teaser, you guys, is that all those people that have been waiting for bubble beads, I just got a huge box of bubble beads in. So I've got to look through it. I'm hoping that they sent that color. You know, I was just taking a peek. If you guys have any questions, you guys can pop on. I'm watching the comments and stuff, so if you have questions, check out this color though. Alright, this is like a product sneak peek, you guys, for watching live, is things that I will do some sip and chops with. But look at that color. Very, very pretty. So I know you guys are excited. Ah, my phone's about to ring. Sorry. So one of the reasons I was on a little late is that I couldn't find my phone. I had set it around somewhere. It was all ready to go, and then I had some last-minute slide-ins here, and then I lost my phone somewhere in the shop. But you know what? This is live. This is real life. This is reality TV, okay? So thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 2 o'clock, okay? Tomorrow, remember, it's Work It Wednesday, so I want to work with you. So if you have any questions, I have a project, if you want to use it as shopping time, come on and join me, okay? I'll probably do something quick too when we go on. And to remind you, oh Patty, you got the Lego. I had to stick that in there. It was so super cute. So you can hold that as a little treasure. Nicole, you're awesome. I love you. Otherwise, have a great day, you guys.